to 20 paddlers. So a few of these paddlers are going to be walking away, able to paddle again on Thursday. Some are going to be able to walk away and just enjoy the rest of the competition. So I'm excited to see this. Looks like in our first heat, we're going to have Annika from Germany, Nuria Fontaine from Spain, Heidi Walsh from Great Britain, Marlene Isaac from France, Isa Griffin from Ireland, and Yoshiko Sumatsu from Japan.
All right, so I am joining you guys. My name's Emily Ward, and I'm joining Mason here in the commentary. Yeah, I'm excited to be back at the World Championships. This is the first time I've sat in the commentary booth, having competed at a few World Championships myself, and I've been in the judging booth, and now I'm in the commentary booth. So I'm excited to see what these women are going to bring here today. I'm excited for maybe seeing if we can get over that 1,000-point mark, seeing some huge moves. There's some big names. Yeah, and it's great that they're going to a quarterfinal. And we're getting ready now. So our first paddler, Annika from Germany. So the judges are just getting themselves lined up, and we are going to be going very soon with this first heat of these 5 women here. This is the senior women category. Yeah.
Annika also doing C1. C1 was the first time it's been debuted in a World Championships this year. She's moving on to the finals in the C1 category, but now she has the thumbs up for her K1 ride. Looks like she's going to opt to drop down to the bottom eddy. These competitors can choose to do an entry move or go straight into the ride from the bottom eddy. She's getting her nose clips on. She has the thumbs up from our head judge, paddling that beautiful Gigi Prod boat. This is Annika's first ride in the prelims.
Yeah, that entry move has the added bonus of getting some more points on the board, but it is more risky. She's starting off with that McNasty, lovely to see. Taking it over to the surfer's right. Setting up for her next trick, which is going to be a nice loop there, landing well. Taking it back over, looking to set up just here in the seam line. Looking for that Space Godzilla now. She's ticked off the loop. She's going to need to keep moving, getting in as many moves as she can in this 45-second ride, going for the Space Godzilla to the left. She's got 10 seconds left now. She's heard that 10-second buzzer. Nice, trying to get that Space Godzilla. It's important it gets clear of the foam pile into the air, and that's time for Annika.
What a solid first ride from Annika. She is going to be looking to up that ride. So this is the prelims, 2 rides combined. So the name of the game for the prelims is consistency. You see that score bouncing up and down. As it's yellow, that's the preliminary score. So the judges are still tabulating them up and seeing what they thought counted. You can get added bonuses on each of these tricks too. Air bonus for if your boat leaves the water. Clean bonus if you don't use your paddle to finish or execute the move. And you can also get a link bonus if you do 2 moves consecutively. You see that score bounce up and down, maybe 250 points. Just having a chat with her coaches there. Yep, that's an official score, 250 points for Annika's first ride. Not too bad. We'll see how that places her as we continue this competition.
I think she'll be looking to improve that score. Judging by the look on her face, I think she wants to get a bit more, and we'll see a bit more from her in that next ride. Next up, we've got Nuria from Spain. Now, Nuria is no stranger to competition. She's been competing for a number of years now. She was a force in the junior women's category. She's come on through to the seniors. I'm really looking forward to seeing what she can do here. She's a dynamic paddler. I reckon she's going to be dropping in for the entry move.
The Spanish are getting loud. I see her brother, Kim Fontaine, on the side. He's the biggest cheerleader for her. We have Nuria dropping in, looking for that entry too, staying retained in the future. Nuria's surfing to that surfer's right shoulder, looking for a huge aerial loop. She knows what she needs to do to get into the next round. Going for the McNasty, maybe not pulling it over the top, but she's staying in the feature. Nuria wanting to paddle over, wanting to go big. Looking for that nice Space Godzilla. Oh, maybe flowing it straight into a loop. 20 seconds on the score, on the board. Left for Nuria. Flowing into the McNasty. Can she stay retained? Yes, she does. This is shaping up to be an amazing ride. Let's see if she can get a few more tricks. Going for that Space Godzilla again. Looking for the Felix to finish. Does she stay retained on the buzzer? Nice ride by Nuria.
Excellent. She kept moving that whole 45 seconds. That's what you want. She's looking for air on those moves. It's going to be interesting to see what the score is on that. You can see it bouncing up and down while we wait for the judges just to decide. There might be a little conversation in there. It's important to remember that the angle that we're watching at isn't necessarily the same as what the judges are seeing. So the judges are in the same place for the whole event. They're judging the same for everyone, but it's not necessarily the same as what we're seeing on the screen or what the people on the riverbanks here are watching. So sometimes things are going to look a little bit different, but the judges will be consistent throughout. They're a great team who are trained and are standardized. So next up, we're going to be with Heidi Walsh, who's one of our great British paddlers here. She's been training in Nottingham. Again, another paddler that we saw on the junior circuit and has taken the time now into the seniors. She's looking fierce, dropping into the hole now. Again, going for that entry move, into that, trying to go for the entry two, not quite getting out of the foam pile, taking it to the right side, looking for the seam. She's going to want to get those loops, the air loop, getting clean out of the water. Spinning around, setting up. What's she going to go for? Going for that Space Godzilla. That's that loop with the 90-degree twist. She's going to want to get back up to the feature. The whole of Great Britain is going to be cheering her back up the eddy right now. I can see the flags on the riverbank waving for her. She's still got time. Paddling back up the eddy now. She's got 10 seconds left. She's going to hear that 10-second buzzer. What can she pull out on the buzzer? Maybe a McNasty. Let's see what big trick she's going to throw for us. Come on, Heidi. I think she's going to be disappointed with that. We know we can see more from her.
Heidi coming in with maybe not her best ride score. I've seen Heidi do a lot of phonics monkeys, some of the higher scoring tricks, only scoring 90 on that. But again, she has one more ride to add to her prelims campaign.
Absolutely, we can see a lot more from her.
Yeah, she also does triathlon, so she's super fit. She has the cardiovascular stuff for her to charge back up the eddy and do more and more tricks. We'll be seeing more of her on her second ride, and I can guarantee she's going to throw a bigger ride after that.
For sure. She's a fantastic athlete, and I really hope we can see her do more. So next up, we've got Marlene from France, who's coming in for her first ride. Can't quite see where she is at the moment. I think she's up above.
There she is, sporting that Gigi Prod boat. She's charging down. Looks like she's going to catch this eddy, compose herself before she drops into the feature.
And she's had that big thumbs up from our chief judge, Shep, who's overseeing all the judging here today. They're doing a fantastic job in that judging booth. It's a hard job. All right, here's Marine going for it.
Surfing over to that right side, setting up on top of the foam so she can get a big aerial loop. Oh, just getting washed out. There's some boils that come off that left wall, so it's kind of hard to keep the boat straight up in the air, but she's charging back into the feature here. You only score points if you're in the feature, so she wants to be up there in the wave. Looks like she's going back to the right side. She's going to try that loop again, trying to get her boat aerial and high off the water. There she goes, getting that huge aerial loop, getting some nice bonus points on that one. She's coming over, looking maybe for that Space Godzilla, just getting caught up. And it looks like that's going to be time for her first ride.
So when we're scoring today, you're going to remember that each trick only scores the one time. You can score it in each direction. So if you see them doing, say, a big loop, they're not going to go back and do that trick again. So you're going to see them try and do as many different moves as possible in the 45 seconds that they've got.
100%. Looks like she's sponsored by Kokatat and Gween Technical Sports Care. She ended up 9th at the European Championships in Paris and 25th at the World Championships in 2017 in San Juan. She's also the vice French champion. Nice. So she's no stranger to competition. Looks like we have our first Irish paddler up here. They have the biggest team spirit. I always see them out here being loud, cheering on every single one of their competitors. It's amazing to see.
She's giving her team a thumbs up. They're running down the riverbank with their flags and their drum. They're getting ready banging those boards. I don't think those boards are going to last a competition.
I don't think so either.
So here is Ashling Green, all the way from Ireland, paddling that beautiful green boat. She's on her Team Spirit there, spinning around on the surface right, going for the loop in the seam there, not quite catching it. She's going to want to come back and do some more. It's an unfortunate flush for her. She's steadying herself in the eddy.
She still has 27 seconds, so plenty of time to get back in the feature and score more points. She's going to surf over to that right side, the sweet spot of the hole, to try and get her boat as aerial as possible. There she goes for that front loop, nice and over the top. The crowd is cheering loud for her. 10 seconds to go. You hear that buzzer going off. What other tricks does she have for us? Setting up on top. Maybe going for a Space Godzilla, but not getting the pop that she wanted. And that is time.
All right, so that's Ashling's first ride.
She has a huge smile on her face. She's just out here having fun. The whitewater community is amazing. Everyone is always helping you out, giving you tips on your tricks, wanting you to do the best you can. It's not that toxic sport environment that we see in other sports.
Absolutely.
It's something special we see in the whitewater community.
Yeah, there is definitely a little bit of me that feels a bit jealous that I'm not on the water right now with them. That spirit that we have here at the World Championships, there is nothing quite like competing at the World Championships, and that feeling in the eddy right now. I'm just really with all these women. Yeah, I remember what it's like, and I just feel for them. And I know they're going to be sitting in the eddy now, rehearsing that ride over and over in their head. And they just got to remember to have fun.
100%. So we have Yoshiko. She unfortunately was not able to compete in this World Championships right before the World. She got an unfortunate illness. So we'll be skipping over her ride, heading to Annika for her second. Again, she is already in one finals for the C1 category.
Fantastic.
So she's wanting to get there into the next round in K1 as well, being not just a one-show pony. So she's going to paddle into the feature here. Let's see what she has for her second ride of this prelims event. Going right for that Switch McNasty off the bat. That's a high-scoring move if you get the air bonus on that one. Going straight in for a huge aerial loop. I bet she got a huge bonus on that one. That was probably the biggest loop we've seen all day.
For sure.
Spinning the boat around. What's she looking for the next? Maybe the other McNasty.
Yeah, she's getting herself set up, looking, whoa, trying to get that Space Godzilla there. This girl knows how to get some air. Just pulling out into the side of the eddy there on that surface right side, looking to set up again, aiming her kayak for that seam line, going for the phonics. Unfortunately not quite getting it, but going back for the McNasty. Excellent. Oh, just landing a little bit wobbly at the end there. It's so fantastic to see these women going for McNasties, going for phonics as a regularity now. Not just a one-off once in a ride. It's every ride these girls are going for these big tricks, and it's fantastic to see.
Yeah, a lot of these athletes are wanting to be on that top podium, and they're all pushing each other. Ottie Robertson-Shaw, who we'll see later, is going to be going for that 1,000-point barrier, as is the rest of these women. It's never been broken in an ICF event before. Annika looking in, coming around at 270 points. She's getting a high five. She's got a smile there. Let's see, 270. The score is bumping up. What's it going to be? What are the judges going to give her? Right now, she's sitting in that second spot after one run. All these judges are tabulating it up.
They're obviously doing some thinking in there.
I say the longer the judges take, the bigger the score is going to be. 270 points. That puts her at 520 combined.
All right, so we know what our baseline score is now.
Next up, we'll have Nuria Fontaine Masso from Catalonia, Spain. The Spaniards are getting on the side of the river here, getting ready to cheer on their athlete, bib number 54, Nuria Newman.
Not Nuria Newman.
Nuria Fontaine, sorry.
Yeah, easy mistake to make. Nuria from Spain. She's going for that entry move again. Coming across the feature now. She's looking to set up on this surface right side that you're going to see a lot of the paddlers using, plugging into the seam line for that loop. She's going to come back around again. She is a dynamic paddler going for the nasty. The Spanish crowd are going wild for her now. Coming back to this surface right side, bringing the boat back for that seam line, going for the Space Godzilla the other direction. Coming back across the feature, going for that McNasty again.
She's still staying retained for this whole 45 seconds. That's going to be the key. Going for that McNasty again. Does she pull it up and over the top? We'll have to see what the judges say about that. We don't have the best vantage point, so the judges will have to be the judge on that one. Throwing a Space Godzilla right at the buzzer.
These judges are looking for a very specific definition of each trick. So each trick is in the rule book with a specific definition, and they are trained judges looking for certain things. So even if we call it and we say this is what they're trying, it isn't necessarily what they're going to score. That was a 286 for Nuria there. So she's coming out on top at the moment with a total score of 623.
We'll see if that is going to be able to put her in the top 20. Again, 20 of these paddlers will be moving on to the next round with a combined score. Looks like next up we're going to have Heidi Walsh from Great Britain. Heidi has been out here training. She actually lives here and has been paddling every single time I've seen her out here, always with a big smiler on her face. She usually has pink paint on her face, but today opting to go clean. Looking for that entry move. Come on, Heidi. We know you can throw a big ride. Show us what you got.
Yep, strong paddler, using all her athletic ability. Wow, huge loop there in the feature. If you go huge, you're going to get some bonus points from the judges. Setting up again, looking for the space. So that's our loop with a 90-degree twist in it. She's trying to not come too far out onto the foam pile. You can lose quite a bit of time in that setup. So the quicker you can move between your tricks, the more tricks you can do, and the bigger your score is going to be.
Yeah, Heidi, she's setting up for her last 5 seconds. She's going to throw a bigger trick. Looking for the phonics monkey. Staying in the feature.
Oh, amazing. The crowd loved that one. Serious cheering from the crowd there.
She's staring.
So cool to see.
She's staring up at that Jumbotron, wanting the scores to come up. We'll see if that'll be enough to put her in the top spot. Right now we're looking at a 323. We'll see if the judges are going to give her that phonics she threw at the buzzer. It's going to be a tight one.
Showing off some of her downriver skills there, throwing a kickflip off the wave as she leaves.
There's a replay of that phonics, nicely throwing it over the top. These athletes have to land their tricks 20 degrees upstream, so the judges are looking not only at the rotation of the trick, but also where they landed. It looks like the judges actually did give it to her with no .33 or .67. Waiting for that score to finalize. What's it going to be? Oh, it's still going up.
It's bouncing. They're deciding. All right, so 353 is that final score there. You can see it finishes with that .33 as Mason points out. That means that there has been a bit of split decision there.
Hello, brief interruption from Hojo here on the live stream. I would like to notify that all watching, please, will all OC paddlers, OC1 paddlers arrive at the boat check at least 30 minutes before their heat time. You need to check in your boat and make sure you are rules compliant. OC boaters, 30 minutes in advance, please.
All right, here we go. We've got Marlene from France dropping in, just going for the entry move and not sticking it. So she's coming back around up the eddy now. Team France cheering on their paddler.
The French always have a super strong team. They're very technical paddlers. They know what they need to score to move to the next round. As she looks for that huge Space Godzilla there, getting the 90-degree twist. She's looking up for her next big aerial move, going for the huge aerial loop. Those are some nice tricks, getting the boat off the water. We saw clear daylight in between the water and the boat. Maybe spinning it around on that shoulder, getting some smaller points. She goes to a big trick at the buzzer. Look, she's looking for that last Space Godzilla. As the buzzer goes off, nice ride.
All right, so Marie from Team France, she finished 25th at the 2017 World Championships in Argentina, and I think she's going to want to try and improve on that. We'll see where she finishes today. Next, we're going to be going to Team Ireland, and we're going to be going with Ashling Griffin. Just watching that replay there of the French paddler getting out of the water into the air.
Looks like she's coming in with a 100, so you're going to put her at a 220 combined, currently sitting her in the 4th place position. We have a lot of amazing paddlers, so I feel like the top 5 is going to be mixed up there.
Yeah, we've got a lot of big names to come. 7 heats in total we're going to be seeing through this women's competition here today. Some big names, some old faces, and some new talent as well coming through.
Looks like we have heat. Oh, after this paddler, Irish paddler, Griffin, Ansela Griffin. Here she goes. She has the biggest smiler out of all the competitors I've seen so far. I think she's having the most fun, which is what it's all about. Dropping in. Spinning it around on that right side, taking off the smaller points before she goes for some riskier moves. Getting that nice aerial loop, big and over the top, surfing over to the right side, looking for that maybe Space Godzilla. You have to get the Space Godzilla completely off the water to score that trick, so maybe not scoring it, but we're not judges. Oh, unfortunately flushing off on that boil, but she's right there next to the concrete wall, so that's not a big flush. She'll be able to get right back in there to score some more points. Bubbling up to the top, looking for that Space Godzilla. Very nice. Her color coordination is key. She has that orange helmet meeting that orange dry deck with the green boat. I love it.
Yeah, I agree. She does look good. Representing Ireland out there. Let's see. I think she's still smiling at the end of that run. She may have had that unfortunate flush, but I think she's enjoying herself. She's had a good time, and Team Ireland have cheered her on. All right, so that is the end of our first heat of the women here, and we're going to be going into heat 2, and wow, it's a big heat.
We have some heavy hitters coming. Ottie Robertson-Shaw, the reigning junior world champion, stepping it up to the senior women's class. Marlene House from Germany, Isa Hacker from Germany, Emily Jackson from the United States, and Aoife from Ireland. Aoife's been out here. She just got a brand new carbon boat. It looks really pretty. She's been throwing some huge aerial moves, winning the Irish team trials. So she's wanting to show us what she has accomplished and how much training she's put in this offseason.
This is going to be a strong heat. To have Ottie and Emily in there together, it's going to be great to see them playing off each other. I think that can really up the ante. Having some of your closest competition in the heat with you can really push you to the next level. It's going to be great to see. And Ottie, who's going to be the first paddler in this heat, she's competing in the squirt boat class. She was dominating yesterday in the squirt boating. And she's competed in the first ever women's C1 category. And Ottie has this opportunity to medal in all 3 categories. And, you know, she has a really strong chance of getting gold in all 3. It would be incredible to see. Not that I want to put too much pressure on the kid. I'm just really, really happy to see what she can do and slightly intimidated for commentating it.
Yeah, I think Ottie actually scored the highest ever score yesterday in squirt boat. That 1,900 point barrier for men or women.
That's right. Yeah, taking Claire O'Hara's old record, I believe. Yeah.
So Ottie, no stranger to training hard and putting down big scores. So I know she's going to break that 1,000 point barrier today or try really hard. We also have Emily Jackson, brand manager for Jackson Kayak, longtime paddler. Her father started the company. Her brother, Dane Jackson, also competing in C1 and K1. Eric competing in K1. It's an amazing family they have. They're all out here. They're always smiling. Great ambassadors for the sport, pushing it to the next level always.
Indeed. It's going to be amazing to see what we're going to have here. So just a big shout out to all the volunteers and everyone that's working here at the event. Everyone is working so hard. I can look out and see people who are, you know, manning the safety, and there's all the team in the judging booth. There's everyone here who's commentating, and the event organization has been on point. These guys are doing amazing. So just seeing, we've had a lot of support, a lot of sponsors here. We've got our event partner here with the Home Pierpont Country Park, and we've got our sponsors with Direct Business Solutions. We couldn't be here without Erdinger, Jaffa, Gill, Aquapack, Eco Works Marine, and we're here with the Nottinghamshire County Council, Visit Nottinghamshire, and the Nottingham City Council. We appreciate each and every one of you guys for making this event possible. I know it is not an easy feat pulling off a World Championships like this, particularly under the circumstances. It's been hard for, with the delay. This is obviously meant to be the 2001, not that year, 2021 World Championships, and we're a year behind. And, Jacko, the event organizer here, has faced all the challenges and pulled it all together into an incredible event here with the ICF. There's lots of things going on during the week, so if you're in the area, you can pop on down and see what is happening. There's downriver freestyle happening later. We're going to have a Masters athletes competition as well for the first time. There's going to be a world's biggest loop competition on Friday, and there's also going to be some synchro freestyle on Saturday. So lots of different things happening at this World Championships, really new things that we haven't seen at some of the other events. So it's great for all the athletes, and it's great for spectators to come down and see what's going on here at the Home Pier Pont White Watercourse.
100%. I see the athletes getting warmed up there. I think first up on deck, we have Ottie Robinson-Shaw. If you see anyone with a single-digit bib number, you know they are a reigning world champion. Ottie is sporting bib number 3. Later we'll see Hitomi Hikaku, who's going to be sporting bib number 1. She won the last World Championships in the senior women's category over in Sort, Spain. So those are going to be some of the bigger rides you're going to see. Ottie officially getting the thumbs up from our head judge, Paul Shep, the man with the biggest thumb in freestyle.
Are you ready for this, Mason?
I'm ready to see Ottie throw down. She's been training so hard with her boyfriend, Harry Price, who's also a heavy hitter in the men's category. Ottie getting the last little jitters shaken out as she paddles into the current. This is it. You ready?
I'm so ready. She's looking fierce, lining up this entry trick. What's it going to be? Here we go. Going for the entry McNasty. Lovely to see. Taking it across to the surface, right, spinning it around. She's going to be going for that. Wow, trying to get that huge McNasty, landing off to the side. So it's going to be interesting to see if that scores. Taking it to the McNasty on the other side. She's a fierce competitor. She will know what she needs to do again. So she knew she needed to repeat that trick. She knew she hadn't quite stuck it, and she went back for it again. Unfortunately, flushing, this is not exactly what her run plan would have been. So she's going back in now.
Yeah, Ottie maybe not having the ride that she's wanted, but still big points going on the board. Going for that huge aerial loop. She's a really experienced competitor, so she's just maybe going for some of the easier tricks at the buzzer so she knows she can get that points.
Wow.
Huge phonics monkey. Oh, my goodness. I think that was one of the biggest phonics I've ever seen.
That was epic there. She knew she needed to bust out some points at the end there. Okay. So let's see, she's going to be on a 5.56 at the moment. Let's see what she comes in with.
There's a replay of that huge phonics monkey. An
Excellent.
Amazing trick. Looks like Ottie's already in second place with only one run, 556 points. Amazing. We'll see more of her and at the beginning of this heat. Next up, we're moving to one of our German paddlers.
Yep, so we're going to be going with Marlene Hauser from Germany. I think one of the newer names.
She's moving up from the junior class. This is her first ever senior world championships. So she's hyped. The Germans are getting loud. I'm ready for this one. Looking for that entry 3 or entry McNasty, a higher scoring entry move. She's surfing over to the shoulder, going straight for the McNasty, wasting no time, trying to go for the bigger points. Surfing over to the right shoulder. What's she looking for? A big aerial loop, getting that boat off the water. Surfing over to the right side. What's she set up? Maybe a Space Godzilla. Yep, there she goes. Huge Space Godzilla, landing it nice and straight, selling that one to the judges. Maybe, getting a little popped up there. I know she's looking for that other Space Godzilla. Maybe there's the other switch McNasty, nice and straight over the top. This is adding up to be a huge ride score. Maybe just a little ostrich flip there. That's all right.
Yeah.
She's looking up, fist pumping, waving to the crowd, loving that score.
Yeah, currently bouncing at a 4.23. Let's see what that finishes up at. I think she was pretty stoked with that ride there. I think things went to plan for her. She's looking up at the big screen. So new this year at the World Championships, we're seeing live scores coming up on the screen as the paddlers go. You can see it here on the surfers right. There's this big screen, so the paddlers can immediately see what they're scoring. We obviously need to wait for the judges to tabulate that final score. There might be a little bit of decisions needed to be made. And okay, so she's finishing with a 3.83, I think that was. So dropping a little bit there.
But that'll move her into 5th position with only one ride. So still solid score. Next up is her teammate, Lucia Hacker from Germany. She is an amazing paddler, sporting bib number 100, lucky 100.
Also going for that entry move from above. It's great to see a lot of these women doing this trick. It does involve a little bit more risk potentially, but it's worth it in the end, because taking those risks, you're going to score more points, and points mean prizes. All right, so setting up in the seam line there, looking for a nice loop, trying to make sure she lands it straight. Again, that angle that Mason mentioned earlier, you want to be making sure you're landing within 20 degrees of upstream, spinning around on that shoulder. You can see that this feature here, this stopper we have, is not entirely symmetrical, so it is pulling to one side. So you're going to see the paddlers coming to that right side, trying to set up, unfortunately getting caught there, rolling back up and retaining the feature. Still bouncing around, still trying to find where she wants to, trying to go for a cheeky back loop on the end there when she knew she just had a little bit of time left.
And that is time for her first run. Looking like 60 points, getting some nice points on the board. Huge high five from her coach there. She's going to be excited at that, sporting that Jackson Kayak Rockstar 5. Solid score coming in, 60 points. She'll want to add to that one as she moves in. But next up, a woman that doesn't need much introduction at all, Emily Jackson. World champion, amazing paddler, always working hard, balancing a business, her kids, and her professional athlete career. Her dad is actually announcing for her right now, giving her a little grief as she paddles out. What's Emily going to look for? I know she has a huge ride planned.
Yeah. And Emily is always out there enjoying her paddling, no matter what. She is smiling, and she is a fierce competitor. I mean, and one of the longest standing competitors we have seen. I remember seeing Emily paddling. There we go, going for that loop, trying to link it up into the ends. Yeah, I remember seeing her paddling at the Australia World Championships back in 2005. When she was a junior just starting out, and she has been a force to be reckoned with ever since, winning multiple world titles. Spinning around again on that, looking for the McNasty, just retaining the feature there. She's going to want to try and get a bit more air on that trick, going for the McNasty with the switch there, going the other direction. She's got 10 seconds left. What else can we see her do? She will have a run plan organized. She will know where she is. There we go, going for that trick again, and even going for a Luna just there on the end. All right, let's see what her score finishes up at. It's bouncing at a 4.30.
Yeah, Emily, maybe not the ride she was looking for there, but we know she still has another ride to add to her prelim campaign. Look at those amazing cartwheel ends coming in, maybe even cleaning them up. You see how she doesn't use her paddle there. She's trying to add the clean bonus, which is an extra 30 points depending on how high the score is or how technical the move is. Look, around 433 points there. She's just chatting with her husband, Nick Troutman, who is on the Canadian team as well. Nick is a world champion, so it's a family affair of world champions.
Still bouncing at that 4.30. We know we can see more from Emily. It's tough with this feature where we're only getting 2 rides. It's an attainable feature, so only 2 rides are going to count today for that final score, and that's a lot of pressure on these athletes. And maybe sometimes the nerves get a little bit of the better of them. And I know a lot of these women, if they haven't quite got what they want, they know how to put it together in their second ride. They're going to use that pressure. So Emily finishing with a 446. It's solid, but again, I think we can see more from Emily for sure. We're going to be going next to Team Island again, who I think are going to be making some noise on the riverbanks here, with Aoife Hanrahan. Hanrahan. Yeah, so Aoife has been training here a lot, I think. She's looking confident. She's got that nice carbon gigi boat there.
She is the top Irish woman right now.
Yeah.
She's wanting to show how much work she's put into this World Championship. She was telling me that this is the most work she's ever put for a World Championship. So she's ready to show everyone how much she's been training. Looking at that awesome wing over entry move, entry 2, setting up, wasting no time, right into the McNasty. Huge over the top. Aoife keeping those angles very nice and straight for the judges, making them have no questions asked. Maybe that McNasty not what she wanted, but that's all right. She's going to set it up and try it again because she knows she can do it. That McNasty there, looking already around 200 points. So this is a big score coming in already. Aoife setting up maybe for that huge loop. Yep, there it is. Big aerial loop, nice and over the top. 10 seconds to go. What other tricks is she going to throw for us? Looking for the huge space go straight into front loop. Looking for that link bonus, and that is going to be time for Aoife's first ride.
She's getting some big air on those tricks. A dynamic paddler from Team Island. Again, I think we're going to see more from her on her second ride.
I think we will. A lot of these women are maybe planning to go with a more conservative first ride to kind of just get some points on the board, and then their second ride, once they're feeling stuck in and knowing how the feature's going to be today, they're going to go for a more risky ride. 460 points, not a bad ride for Aoife's first ride.
We're going to putting her into 4th position already, so
it is. Aoife is no stranger to big scores. Neither is the lady that's coming up next. Look, there we have our heat list for the women. There it is. Ottie sitting up in first. Then we're having, oh, it went away.
We're getting a nice replay of that big air from the Irish paddler. So yeah, Ottie Robinson-Shaw coming out from Great Britain, junior world champion already, competing in numerous events this week, which is tough. That's tough to get your head in the game for all of these competitions, different rides to keep in mind. She's a strong athlete. I've seen her lifting weights. She knows what's needed, working with her coach, Den. I really admire how Ottie has really not seen any limit in this sport. She has just gone, yeah, I can do that. If the men can do it, I can do it. Why not? She will just throw down. She tries all kinds of things. She's linking crazy tricks. And I really want to see her throw down in this ride now.
Yeah, here we go. Ottie sizing it up, dropping in. The crowd is getting loud for Ottie's ride. Huge entry 3 right off the bat. She's coming over to the side of the feature, setting up for her next big move. McNasty straight over the top. Huge aerial moves. We're already seeing only 30 seconds left.
Oh.
She's still going. Just unfortunate stern catch there, but she's going to set up and try that move again because she knows she can do it. She's done it over and over again. Huge McNasty there. She's going to move on to the next. Yeah. Setting up on the side there. What's it going to be? Big aerial loop. We're ready to see Ottie do some more big tricks. There's that Space Godzilla staying retained in the feature. 7 seconds left. What are we going to see? Us? Oh, going for that phonics, maybe not getting the bow to stay down. That's okay. She's going to try it on the buzzer and pulls it right out and stays in. Amazing ride from Ottie. Seeing those scores just tick on up.
Excellent. Yeah, we're on 700 now on the bounce. It's going to be great to see what that ends up at. So if you've started your trick on the buzzer, it will count.
Yep, there's a beautiful replay of Ottie's entry, McNasty. There's a new score. There's a new rules for this year. All entry moves are getting bonuses added to them. So now you can link entry moves to moves and get air and huge bonuses on them.
Making them a lot more worth going for.
It is. It's encouraging more people to go for the big air instead of a lot of the technical linky moves. Ottie coming in with a 1,256 ride points for her 2 rides combined. That's going to put her on top of the podium. But next up, we're moving to our German paddler. She had a solid first ride, but she's going to want to push that one up so she can get on the leaderboards into the next round.
Yep. going to be interesting to see what that final cut is for the top 20 women. So there's going to be 20 women going through to the quarterfinals. Unfortunate flush for the German paddler, Merle Hauser from Germany. Coming across the feature now, trying to set back up on that surfer's right side, spinning around in that pocket. Trying to get out of the foam pile so you can set up for the tricks. Trying to go for the McNasty there. Yep. Aiming for the loop. Taking it back across and plugging into the seam line. Looking for a Space Godzilla. And unfortunately flushing with 7 seconds left. She's not going to make it back up in time. And that's going to be it for the German paddler here.
That was a deep flush there. It's about 15 seconds if you flush down to this bottom eddy and 5 seconds if you flush to the near eddy. So she's only coming in with an 80-point ride on that one. Not her best, but that's a 463 combined. We hope we'll see her. She's sitting in 4th right now, but we still have a lot of amazing paddlers to come after her.
Yep, next, we've got her teammate Lucia Hacker coming down now, who again is going to want to improve on that first ride. She's also going for the entry move.
Thank you, Alex. You're going to step out, and I'm going to step in. Mr. Jackson here on Mojo.
She's had the thumbs up. She is lining herself up out of that top eddy there. Eyes on the foam pile, lining up the entry move.
Sticking the wing over, that was a nice points right on the board as soon as she hit the feature. Going for that loop, maybe Space Godzilla not coming over the top, so we'll have to see what the judges are going to say about that one. Setting up on the right side of the feature, surfing around. She's looking to get on top so she can get that big aerial loop. Not liking that pass. These athletes know what they need to get the big loop just like that. That was a beautiful move. Looks like she's already improving on her score from last time, getting a spin there. Maybe looking for the loop again, making sure she sells that one to the judges. She wants to be able to get on top and make it to the next round. Maybe looking for a McNasty on the buzzer. We'll have to see what the judges say about that one. But from what we already see, she scored a 60 on her first ride, but this one's already over 100 points. So improving on that first one dramatically.
Yeah. And this is a big world stage for these athletes. In Team Germany, the World Championships is actually going to be going back to Plattling in a few years' time. So this is a great experience for these athletes. They can train here and then hopefully take it to their home World Championships in Plattling in a few years' time.
100%. She came in with a 136-point ride, so that's going to put her at 196 points combined. But next, we're back to the USA. Emily Jackson, the woman with the smile. Big thumbs up to Shep. She is ready to throw down. She's going to capitalize off her first ride and hopefully put down an even bigger score to put her above Ottie Robinson-Shaw. I know she can do it. As she drops in, she's going to be looking for some big aerial moves, just like that huge aerial loop right into some cartwheels. She is a technician. She knows what points she needs to move to the next round, like that Space Godzilla. Maybe linking it into some cartwheels, trying to get that link bonus there, surfing over to the right side. Going for a ginormous Space Godzilla, getting a huge bonus on that one. She's setting up for the McNasty. Oh, just catching a stern. That's all right. She still has 15 seconds to go. Looking for that McNasty again. Oh, just bubbling out the back of the feature. That's okay. She's a strong paddler. She might be able to get up to the feature for one more move, but it's unlikely. Emily not quitting until the buzzer goes.
Solid ride there from Emily Jackson. Maybe not the highest that we could see from her for sure. I know this is a paddler that can do a lot of big tricks, but she also knows what she needs to do. She kept the boat moving. She knew when she needed to go back and get tricks. She knows how to get points on the board. Such an experienced athlete that knows what scores. She understands the rules. She knows what she needs to do. Trying to link those tricks together as we're seeing on the replay.
There's that huge Space Godzilla we saw. It'll be up to the judges to see if she landed that one straight enough to count.
Yep, there we go. 386 for Emily Jackson, taking her to a total of 833, which is a solid score. And I imagine it's going to be well enough to get through that top 20. Maybe it's a bit early to say that, but you've only got to qualify in this top 20, and Emily is a solid athlete here.
I can hear the Irish getting loud. I think that means we have Aoife up next. Look at that beautiful smile. She's got the thumbs up. She's sporting that Kayak deck from Kokatat. Reaching her arms above her head, last minute stretches. Here she goes, about to drop in Aoife for her second ride in this prelims. Nice entry too, keeping her head dry. 50 points just on the start of her ride into a McNasty. Can she stay retained? Yes, she does. Surfing back over to the sweet spot of the hole. Maybe looking for that other McNasty. You see that stern started to catch, but she's so strong. She's able to pull it back around to make the McNasty count. Going for the Phonics Monkey. Some of the higher scoring tricks on the score sheet. Right into the air loop, a staple trick for all of these women. Right into the Space Godzilla. Can she stay retained? All just bubbling out with 8 seconds. Keep going, Aoife, you have 5. She's just waving that one off, claiming it. Huge score for Aoife.
Yep, she's happy. She feels like she's done enough, and she's got a 4.26 there bouncing. That was a really nice ride. She kept the boat moving, not having too much lag time between the tricks. That's what you need. You've got to try and keep moving the whole time and having every trick score. There isn't enough time to go back and do your tricks. You need to try and make sure every single trick scores, keeping it moving the whole time, and not spending too much time on the setup if you can. I really appreciate Aoife's style as well. She's a strong paddler, sitting high up in the boat. I really like her tricks there.
She's moving into the second spot, pushing Emily down to the third with an 886 combined. Solid rides by Aoife. Looks like that is the last for the second prelims. Moving into third prelims. Tell me who we have next.
All right, so in this third heat, oh, great. We've got Hitomi. I'm excited to see Hitomi paddle, our current world champ. She's wearing that #1 bib. Yes, I'm so excited that she's got the #1 bib there. All right, there are some other paddlers. I should probably announce them too. So yeah, Hitomi's going first. Then we've got Una Barre from Spain, Alex Maggs from Canada, Marlene from France, another formidable paddler, multiple European champion. And then we've got Jennifer Leal representing Team GB.
Yeah, I reckon we're going to see some big scores come out of this. Every day since Hitomi's has been here, she's been on the water from the time the water cuts on to the time the water cuts off. She's put in the work. She's put in the time. She wants to show us why she is the reigning world champion. She just got the thumbs up, and I think we're about ready.
Yeah, just paddling across to the other side. Again, Hitomi, a paddler we've seen at a number of world championships, and she's been the same at every event I've seen her at. She is on the water as much as physically, humanly possible, this chick, with her gloves always covered up.
She is.
She takes her skincare sensibly. I appreciate her approach. She's methodical. Again, someone that knows what she needs to do to score those big tricks and keeps her boat moving the whole time. So we are going to see a big ride, I hope, from Hitomi.
If you look on your screen now, there's the top 10 that are currently in the race to stay in this competition. Again, we're taking the top 20 to the quarterfinals. This is the prelims format is 2 rides. Both are combined. So the name of the game for this round is consistency. You want to put down 2 rides that you think are going to be able to get you to the next round. After the quarters, we're going to have semifinals, which is going to be 2 runs and 1 count. And then into the finals, the medal round, 3 runs, 1 count. So you go big or you go home.
Brilliant stuff. And Hitomi is no stranger to that World's Championship final, having been in at least the last 3, I'm going to say.
I think so.
I think it is, yeah. She was in the USA, she was there in Canada. Oh, maybe 4, because then she was also in Argentina and Spain.
Yep.
Wow, yes. So
I know last year was her first time winning. She had multiple silvers, just coming shy of the podium. So she's wanting to go back-to-back on this one, I bet. 2 golds in a row.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of women this year that want to say otherwise, that want that gold as well.
Yeah, will it be a repeat name at the top, or are we going to see a new name at the top this year in the women's category? So the judges are just getting themselves ready at the start of this third heat out of 7 in the senior women's category.
She's fired up. Hitomi's a super fun paddler to watch. The Japanese team has been so strong over the years. One of the judges has been in the tent.
All right, so we're going to be going with 4 paddlers in this preliminary round, I've just heard. So we are missing the Spanish paddler, I believe. We're still going to be going first with Hitomi. She's getting herself ready. She's got Team Japan cheering her on. Team Japan are here every time at the World Championships. They are a strong, small but strong team. They don't bring a lot of paddlers, but the paddlers that they do bring to the World Championship, they're a dynamic bunch. They train hard. They're fun to be around. And they're here supporting their paddler, Hitomi.
There's our heat list. Hitomi Hikaku, the Canadian Alex Meggs, Marlene Devered, and Jennifer Leal. I've just been delivered lunch by my amazing girlfriend.
It sounds like I need to get my husband to step up his game, bring my food back. All right, so if you are listening to the live stream around the world, feel free to send us a message. We can give you a shout out. I'd love to know who is listening. You can give us some feedback. Tell us what's going on. Tell us where you're listening in from, and we'll give you a shout out on the live stream. So if you know me on Facebook, or give me a shout. I'm Emily Ward, in case you didn't know. So here we go. We are going with the third round. We've got Hitomi lining up again for that entry move. Which one is she going to go for? She's going to be looking for a big start to this ride. Going for that entry McNasty. Maybe not quite getting the air that she would have liked. Coming across the feature. Going for that switch McNasty in the direction. It's going to be a slight question on that landing. Again, you've got to make sure you land it straight. It might look good during the move, but the landing is important, and it's not up to us. Spinning around on that feature there, plugging in for a nice aerial loop, going over the top with that somersault there. Solid move, getting some points on the board. Spinning around again, looking for the setup to the McNasty in the other direction. She's got 10 seconds. You can hear that 10-second buzzer going. She's got a 196 so far. This chick's going to try and get some more moves. She knows she can score more than this. Again, trying that McNasty. Oh, Hitomi seeming to struggle a little bit with the setup of this feature.
Yeah, the water level really makes a big difference for this hole. Only a few centimeters it came up last night, but it makes this hole a little flushier than what they might have been training on. You get a little bit more green water going underneath the wave, so you're going to flush a little bit more on those setups. But Hitomi and the rest of these women are professional athletes, and they know how to deal with that. Hitomi coming with a 210 for her first ride. She'll want to improve on that greatly for her second, and I'm sure she will.
Yeah, if she can clean up some of those tricks that she was pulling there in that ride, if she can land a bit straighter, maybe popping a bit more air, she's going to convert all those tricks she just did into scoring tricks, and it's going to be a huge ride if she can. Going to give a shout out to Craig Ayres, one of our old GB paddlers who's watching on the live stream. Hi Craig, hi Alfie. Hope you're having a lovely time watching us. Give us a shout out on the live stream. Let us know where you're listening in from. It's great to hear that the World Championships here in Nottingham is reaching an audience across the globe. So I'd love to hear where you're listening in from.
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to Chris Wing. He just sent me a message as well. He's listening in from around Asheville, North Carolina area, some of the creaking mega of the Southeast. Looks like we're skipping over this Spanish paddler who didn't show up for this round, but we're going to be moving to the Canadian paddler. I see them making their way down. You can see them there holding their Canadian flags. They have a cowbell as well. Nick Troutman's mom, Paula Troutman, brought it all the way from Beachburg, Ontario.
Excellent.
They're going to be getting loud. They have one of the highest team spirits out there.
Look at them all lining up down on the riverbank there. They are representing. There's a lot of flags.
I went to the Canadian team trials, and they were amazing. I think that's the most fun I've ever had at a team trials. It was no stress, and everyone was just out there having a good time. I think that's how it should be every day on the water.
For sure. Where did they hold their team trials?
They actually held their team trials in Valleyfield.
Where is that?
It's near the Lachine Rapids.
Oh, okay.
So it's about an hour and a half, 2 hours from the Ottawa River in Quebec.
All right, so here we have our Canadian paddler, Alex Maggs, lining up in the eddy, waiting for that thumbs up.
Looks like she does have that thumbs up. Bib number 90 dropping in for her first ride of these prelims rounds, sizing up, maybe going for the entry move. Yes, she does. Entry one, staying in the feature retain. Huge aerial loop. The Canadians are getting loud for Alex. She's moving over to the side, setting up for an easier trick, getting spins, just getting as many points on the board as she can so she can add up her total ride score. Maybe going for the Space Godzilla, but not getting the pop that she wanted. She's going to set that trick up again. Going in. There it is, that big loop. Oh, just bobbling it out, but staying in the near eddy. She is going to try and charge back into the feature to score some more points. Already around 120. Looking for that split wheel linked into the other split wheel. Can she stick it? Oh, just flushing out. And that'll be time for Alex's first ride of this prelims round.
Yep, trying to keep that boat moving the whole time in that ride. Just finishing up with a 120-point ride there for Alex from Canada. Okay.
Next up, we have another big cheering crowd coming. Marlene Devered. She has been on the podium many times, but never been on the top. So I know she wants to claim a world title before she retires.
Yeah, for sure. And someone that has been repeatedly the European champions. So she's come out on top in the Europeans, and I know she would really like to show what she can do on this World Championship stage. Someone that has been competing for a number of years now. I think her first European title was 2010. So, you know, she's someone that's been around a long time, strong paddler, still going, mad skills, got some great wave boating skills as well. Waving to the crowd. There you go, she's smiling, she's happy. She's psyched to be here at the White Watercourse in Nottingham, here at home Pierpont. And I know this is someone that can do some big entry moves.
Yes, she can. The Flying Frenchmen, as we like to call them. Here she comes, looking for the entry 3, the hardest entry move there is out there. She's getting a lot of points just off the buzzer. There she goes, maybe looking for that McNasty, not quite pulling it over the top, but that McNasty was huge. That was over the top and amazing. Yeah. She's setting up, going for the beautiful aerial front loop there. Maybe she's going to repeat that McNasty again because she didn't know the first one counted, so she went for it again. Going for the Phonics Monkey, staying retained. She still has 18 seconds left in this ride, and she's already thrown so many amazing tricks. Trying for that back loop there, but not getting it to come around as she wanted. She's going to set up, going for that amazing Space Godzilla. Her head did not touch the water the whole way around. 2 seconds left. What's her buzzer trick going to be? It's Space Godzilla the other direction.
Fantastic.
Waving that off, fist pumping to the crowd. That might be the biggest ride score we've seen today. The scores are still going up. 720, 730. What's it going to end up at? Look at that beautiful entry move by Marlene. Amazing.
Yeah, brilliant stuff from the French paddler. Loving seeing how much air she can get on her tricks. Those Space Godzillas, that's the signature move that she's been scoring for a long time, and she knows how to go huge.
She's in that Carbon Rockstar 4.0. That boat is made for big air. And the carbon boats, they're a lot lighter than other plastic boats that we've been seeing, so you're able to get the boat up and out of the water a lot easier. They're more rigid, so you're not going to get any flex. You'll see a lot of these paddlers paddling in the carbon fiber boats, trying to get the most advantages as possible as they can get.
Still bouncing on that 7.46. She's waiting for that score to come in, but she's looking happy with that ride as she gets out onto the riverbank, talking to her coach, analyzing her ride. Let's see what that final score is going to be. There's obviously some deliberation. Okay, so finishing with that 746 points there for that ride.
Moving her into 4th position with just one ride. That is an amazing ride.
Yep,
for
highest
Nuria.
score we've seen so far. Okay, so now we're going to the British paddler, Jennifer Leal. I think this is her first time competing at the senior level in this World Championships. I could be wrong.
Here we have Jen. She placed second at the European Championships in 2021. So yes, this is her first year in the senior women's category. Starting off with an amazing entry move. The sun's coming out for this GB paddler as she goes to the corner looking for the McNasty up and over the top.
Beautiful.
She is trying to sell all of these tricks to the judges. Looking over maybe for that. Yep, for that other McNasty. Not getting it to switch around, but she'll try it again. There she goes, pushes it up on the green, pulls it around. Amazing McNasty there. Already at 170 points, 200. It's still going up. She has 10 seconds left. As you can hear that buzzer go off. Huge aerial loop. That was amazing as she surfs over to the corner. Does she have one more big aerial move for us? Yep, huge Space Godzilla on the buzzer. An amazing ride by Jen.
Yeah, really working to get those bonuses there with the big, huge tricks out of the water. So a lot of these moves, they might have air built into the scoring, or you might get a bonus for air, but if you can also get that huge bonus, it's going to mean more points for you at the end of the day. And it's up to the judges to decide. You know, we are seeing these tricks, we might think that they're huge, but I mean, that's definitely huge there on the replay. That's going to score that bonus that the judges are going to like.
Yeah, so on the loop, the air bonus is only 30, but if you get the huge bonus, you get an extra 40 points. So you get an automatic 70 points added to the initial 60 points of the loop. So that makes the kind of easier tricks more worth doing because you get the huge bonuses added to them.
Yeah. Really solid first ride there for Jennifer. It's bouncing around at the 463 points. Let's see if she finishes up with that score. Yes, she does. So 463 for Jennifer Hill there, competing in her first Senior World Championships. And we're going to be going back to the top of the order now. So it's going to be Heat 3. Back to the top with Hitomi. Hitomi Takaku, coming from Japan. She's got a very pretty coloured boat.
She does. This is it. This is our world champion. She's dropping in, wanting to show us her big ride. There it is, entry 3, starting off strong. Here she goes straight into a huge aerial front loop. Up, 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 Hitomi, stay in the feature. She's in there. She's going to look for that McNasty. Oh, just catching her stern. Oh, a double window
Power
shade.
flipping there in the feature. That is not what Hitomi wants to be doing. She's going to be paddling hard now to get back up. She's still got 22 seconds on the clock, so it's time to come back in, settle herself, and crank out those big moves that we know she can do. She knows how to get that McNasty. Great, landing nice and straight. She's a technical paddler. She knows what she needs to do to score these tricks. There we go. Now she's working her way through the score sheet and even trying on the buzzer there just before. Oh, almost getting that phonics monkey. So scrappy but solid at the end. Bouncing around at the 471.
Yeah, she pulled that one off. She knew that she needed to throw down some big scores to actually be able to advance to this next round.
Yep.
She had a low score her first ride, so she knew she needed some points on the board. That's coming in a 488. That's going to do well for her. She's moving into 5th position with the 698-point ride combined. That should do it for her. We'll have to just wait and see how the other athletes doing. We still have a ton of more heats to come after this and a lot of amazing paddlers. It's going to be tight. We're going to see what that cutoff is going to be. I think it's going to be around that 600-point combined, 700-point combined. So we'll see what it's going to be. It's going to be tight.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. Looking at that top 5 now, that is a strong set of names right there. They're the names I expected to see up there. All right, so we're going to be going to the next paddler now. It's going to be Alex Maggs from Team Canada.
There's the Canadian flags waving around. The crowd we have here is growing more and more each day as the sun is popping out. We have some gorgeous weather here in Nottingham, England. I'm loving it here. I've been here for about a month and a half training, and this has definitely been the most appealing weather I've seen as I've been here. Not much rain, a lot of sun. Yesterday we had a bit of wind, but it wasn't too bad. When I'm back home, it's about 100 degrees or 40 Celsius, so I'm enjoying the springtime weather for me.
I love how politely you put that. This is the nicest thing we've had so far. And how has been the British hospitality for you?
It's been awesome. Everyone here is so nice and so welcoming. The Home Pure Point has done an amazing job at putting on this World Championships. They are amazing. They've built an awesome freestyle spot for us. This used to be 2 waves, and they've combined it into one and made it a World Championship level feature.
Yep, so we're going to be going to Alex Maggs, competing in what we call this twin waves feature. I mean, over the years, this whitewater course has looked a lot of different things, and this setup they've got right now is a fantastic setup for freestyle kayaking. So Team Canada is on the riverbanks waving those maple leaf flags, going wild for their paddler who's going to want to up her score from that first ride. Again, looking for that entry move. Lining up, going for the wing over as it's known, and coming across the seam now, spinning it out. I think looking to set up, going for a loop. It's that loop where the boat flips over your head and you want to land it as straight as you can, getting those bonus points if you can get your air or you get your huge. Again, now looking for a Space Godzilla. Again, that's a bit like a loop, but with that 90-degree twist. Spinning on the left side, we don't see so many paddlers using that side because, as you can see, it is more flushy on that side, so you're less likely to retain the feature if you're over there on that side. So you want to try and get yourself working her way now back into this pocket where you want to try and set up for your tricks. Again, plugging into the seam line, looking for those loop-based tricks. All right, that's going to be the last that we see there of Alex in this third heat of the women's. Let's see what her score ends up at.
Yeah, she's nodding there. She's happy with that 120-point ride. It's official. She's in 11th place right now. We'll see how that goes. We have our next paddler coming, Marlene Devered from France. She's already in 4th position with only 1 run.
All right, so Marlene at the top of the eddy there. I was going to say she was looking quite serious, and now she's smiling again. I thought she was looking pretty focused, and she's smiling. She knows she's already put incredible rides together. She's already in 4th place with just 1 ride. So let's see if she can do the same. She might feel a bit more relaxed, so we might even see more from her. Going for the entry McNasty. Lovely stuff, just retaining the feature there, paddling hard, she's strong. Coming across to the surface, right side, spinning off that blade into the McNasty. Again, someone that knows how to land these tricks. Oh, getting caught on her tail for the McNasty in the other direction. Getting pushed out of the feature, coming to the left side. But again, she's right back in there and has 20 seconds left. Spinning all the way across. Setting up again, going for the phonics monkey. That pirouette into a loop move. That's a high scoring trick. Bat loop now, plugging the stern. Oh, not quite bringing it around, but she's okay. She knows she's done an amazing amount in that first ride already. And that is a 400-point ride we're looking at for the French paddler.
Yeah, what an amazing ride by Marlene. Not the tempo of her first ride, but that's still a ride. I think that's going to be enough to put her into the next round, but we'll have to wait and see around that 400-point area.
It's just bounced down, so let's see what it finalizes at. Okay, final score for Marlene is 393 there. Okay.
11:40. He does not take over first place spot. He's in second. Ottie remains in first place. All right.
Okay, so we're going back to the British paddler who put in a really great ride first time with some big air. She got some big air in her tricks. Team GB are going to be going wild for their paddler. Lots of support here at her home World Championships. Dropping down now for the entry move, trying to do that wing over trick. Oh, and unfortunately just getting bubbled to the side there and just missing the feature. But she's coming back around up the eddy now. She's back in. She's still got 30 seconds. That's a good amount of time. Take a breath, set yourself back up again. Oh, brilliant. There we go. That was fantastic. That's going to really crank that score back up. And again, going the other direction. Yep, she is a snappy paddler. Looking for that big loop. And as you can see, she's holding her paddle up at the end because she's trying to show the judges that she can do some of these tricks clean and that she doesn't need her paddle. Looking for that Space Godzilla move. Probably not quite scoring that one. And then going again. Getting a little pop out there at the end.
I like to call that the ostrich flip.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, not exactly what she was going for, but I think she's going to be happy enough that she got back into the feature. She got some technical moves there. She's on a 360 point, so it's up to the judges. Again, where we're sitting here in the commentary booth, where the commentators are, we're seeing a different angle. We're seeing different angles on the screen as you guys are seeing them at home. And it's different to what the judges see. So Jennifer Leal coming in with a 360, getting her a total of 823 points. Great stuff, putting her currently into 5th position. I think she's going to be happy with that there. Representing Team Square Rock, you can see that written on the side there of her jacket.
Nice ride from Jen. I think that's going to be our last paddler in this 3rd heat of prelims. Looking on to the next, we have Laura Silverthorne of Canada, Lowry Davis of Great Britain, Zofia Tula of Poland, and Denise from Austria.
We also have Anna Bruno starting off this heat.
Oh, and Anna Bruno. I missed her. Sorry about that, Anna.
She's just on the other bit of paper. There we go. Can't forget Anna.
There's Anna. Anna's an amazing paddler. She's also in the finals for the squirt boating.
Yep.
So just amazing paddler in every kind of discipline of freestyle kayaking. Also in a creek boat. She runs some of the hardest whitewater in the PNW, running the Little White, running the North Fork of the Payat. She is an amazing woman all around.
Yeah. Yeah, Anna's someone that's been on the scene for a while, a really fun person to be around. And I'm really looking forward to seeing her paddle here in this World Championship. She's been putting in the work to make it through onto that US team for a number of years now.
Yeah, Anna coming to our team trials in Oklahoma City, securing her a spot to be on this women's freestyle team. Team USA, one of the strongest teams out there. I could be a little biased, but we always train hard, always have fun. A lot of our opening trainings in the, what is it called, team training.
Yep.
We are always goofing off, always having fun. Everyone is just always smiling, goofing off with each other.
Yep.
I think the more fun you have, the better you're going to paddle.
Yep. If you can stay relaxed out there in the feature, that is definitely going to help you with your tricks. That's the tricky thing about competing. If you let the fear get the better of you, you can tighten up. It can make it harder to pull your tricks when you want to get them done. So trying to stay calm, trying to stay happy. There's going to be some good vibes in that eddy up there right now. I know Anna's going to be enjoying herself.
She is. It looks like in 10th spot right now we have Heidi Walsh with a 443 combined. So that is our lowest score for the top 10, and our highest score is still held by Ottie Robertson-Shaw with a 1,256. So there's still a lot of room for improvement. There's still a wide range for these ladies to secure a spot. It's going to be interesting to see what the cutoff score is going to be, because unfortunately we can only take 20 women to the next round. So they're battling it out. And then it's going to be in reverse seeding. So if you're in that top 5, you get to watch and see how all the other paddlers are going to perform and what their score is going to be. And it's only the score you need to beat to get to the next round. These top 3 rounds, the first 3 rounds are all about just getting to the next. get past prelims, get past quarters, get past semis. Then once you're in the finals, that medal round, it's your time to throw down the biggest ride you've been saving in your back pocket and get that medal.
Yeah, that's what they're looking for. So we're moving into this 4th heat now of the women's, and there are 7 heats in total. So the advantage of going in these later heats is you know what score you need to beat now. We've seen that top 20 position. We know what we need to be going for.
It is. And these prelims heats are randomly generated, so they weren't off previous rankings or anything. We put it all the names in the computer, and they come out generated as is. So it's not any favorites, it's just how it goes.
Yep.
But you do get lucky sometimes in a later heat and knowing the ride. But I feel like all these ladies kind of have a routine that they have in their head, and they're just going to go for that regardless of the score. Because it's all about setting personal goals and reaching those personal goals and not trying to base yourself off of what other people are doing.
Exactly, yeah, it can be nerve-wracking to be going in the later heats, even though you know what you need to score. It can actually put you off, knowing as well. It can be nerve-wracking. You've got to wait all that time, seeing everyone else go before you. Sometimes it can be nice to get it over and done with at the start. And so we're going to be going soon with our next paddlers. We've got Bruno, Silverthorne, Davis, Tula, and Rebnega from Austria there. And the last paddler, we've got 5 paddlers in this heat 4. We've got one of our home paddlers, Laurie Davis, who is actually also representing Wales. Give a shout out to Team Wales over there. All right, so we're nearly getting there. I can see the big thumb. Oh, there we go. We've got that big thumb of Shep, our chief judge, overseeing all the judging. We've got such an experienced panel of judges. I'm seeing a lot of familiar faces in that judging booth right now. These judges are no strangers to World Championship level competition. They are an expert team who are putting in so much work for us this week. So Anna Bruno representing Team USA. She's going to be going into the eddy for her ride, getting herself set up where she wants. She's got the thumbs up. She's going straight in now, coming across from the surfer's left, surfing it out. Setting up, I think, for McNasty. Ooh, trying for that switch, pushing into that right blade, looking around. Unfortunately, not quite getting it, but she knows what she needs to do. Coming back again, spinning around, looking, plugging in for the loop. Brilliant stuff there. Again, spinning. She wants that McNasty. I can see it. Oh, trying to plug in the bow to take the McNasty, spinning it back around. She's going to need to try and get a few more points on the board. That's it, pushing it out. This is a tricky feature. Oh, unfortunately, flushing on the McNasty. She will not be happy with that ride. She is going to want to come back and show us what she can do, because we know Anna can get more. She can go big.
She can. Looking like she's around 80 points. But what she needs to do is just shake off this ride and know that she has a second ride. Exactly. In competition, you really have to have the short-term memory loss and not sit and think about all the mistakes you made. Just move to the next trick, because if you're thinking about the trick you messed up, you're probably going to mess up on the next and the next. So just knowing that and trusting your training and all the hard work you've put in is the key point of competing well. Yeah, and all of these women will have put so much work and effort into training for this World Championships, training at home and then coming out here to Nottingham and training, putting the hours in. They know what they need to do. Yeah, you're right. It's about letting go of the ride, moving on, staying present, and believing. So we're going to be going to our next paddler, Laura Silverthorne, who is another of our Team Canada athletes. I can see those maple leaf flags flying on the riverbank there. It's going to be some loud cheering coming our way. This is Laura's first ever World Championships. She hasn't even been competing that long, but she knows what she needs to do. She made the Canadian team, and she got 3rd place in the 2019 National Championships for Team Canada. So she knows what she needs to do to compete well. She's dropping in, looking for that loop. Staying retained, can she? Up, up, up. Just flushing off the side. That's all right. She still has a ton of time for her ride, about 30 seconds. She's sporting that beautiful Murky Waters Carbon Rockstar. Oh, just unfortunately getting boiled out. That's okay. Her coach, Caleb Gray, is going to cheer her up, who also competed in the men's class. Here she goes, setting.
She's got the whole of Team Canada cheering her on, hasn't she?
She does. She's setting up. She's trying to surf over to that right side so she can get a loop. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Can she get it? Oh, tries it. Just unfortunately not getting the pop that she needed to complete that move, but that's all right. She still has one more run to put some points on the board.
Yep, she's going to go back there, and looks like she's chatting with team coach Caleb there, who's going to be giving her some pointers, helping her reset for that second ride. Okay, now moving to our next British paddler, very good friend of mine, Laurie Davis, representing GB, representing Team Wales. She is a legend on our British freestyle kayaking scene. She has been the British champion, I think, 6 times. She's been the European champion twice, maybe. And she is our most senior member, I believe, of the British team, having first competed at the World Championships in 2001.
Wow, I wasn't even alive then.
Yeah, I had a feeling you might say that. Yeah. So, yeah, Laurie was a junior back then, and she has just continually put in the work. She is a leader in the coaching field as well. Brilliant. Loving that McNasty as her first move. It's all about the glitter and the shine. This is a paddler that knows how to have fun and knows how to score big here. Spinning around, looking to plug in for a huge loop, getting that Gigi prod right out of the water. And then, oh, lovely McNasty. Again, someone that really understands the technical side of the sport, knows what needs to happen to score those tricks. Going for a Space Godzilla, spinning around, plugging again, Space Godzilla to the other direction. This is going to be a huge ride for her. Oh, and she still had 5 seconds left, and she's
she
gone.
paddled out.
All right, but that is a solid ride with a 5:30.
What a gangster move. She paddled out with 5 seconds. So she's like, all right, I got enough points to move to the next round.
Yep.
I'm just going to carve out. I'm going to save my energy for my second ride.
I think she misheard that 10-second buzzer. I think she maybe thought she didn't have time, and she did. Or maybe she misheard something from the commentary. I don't know for sure what happened there. But either way, doesn't matter, because she's going to have a big score anyway. I really like the air that she was getting there, the technical side of that tricks. There she is, looking for that final score, looking back at the scoreboard there. Maybe looking a little bit nervous, but I know she'll be happy with that ride. I know she wants to have fun here at the World Championships. Like I say, no stranger to World Championship level competition. And a fantastic coach working out of North Wales, helping a lot of the young paddlers. I know one of her athletes did super well in the junior women's category, and Laurie, being the fantastic person she is, that was what she was messaging me about. She was happy about her athlete rather than herself. So she's got 586 there for that first ride. Solid, good. There you go. She's happy with that. Getting some high fives from her support crew on the bank there. They're happy.
That moves her into 8th position with just 1 ride. She's already qualified with that run, but she's going to go back and do her second run and get even more points.
Yeah.
So next up, we have Zofia Tula from Poland. This lady can throw down. She is doing some of the hardest tricks on the score sheet. Tricky woos, lunar orbits, phonics, monkeys. I think we're about to see a big ride score thrown down. She's dropping in, looking for that entry 3. Maybe not getting the pop, but she's still in the feature, scoring points. As soon as she started, she's looking for that McNasty there, up and over the top, staying retained. She has 35 seconds left still. Looking for that spin, still getting points, but I think she was looking for that McNasty just like that there. Maybe not pulling over the top. It'll be up to the judges if that's scored. Looking, maybe not liking that pass. She's looking for the big aerial front loop, keeping that paddle out of the water, trying to show the judges she went clean, surfing back over on the right shoulder. I think she's setting up for a Space Godzilla. There she goes. Big Space Godzilla. This is adding up to be a big ride. She's doing a split wheel there as the buzzer goes, maybe trying to initiate the phonics on the buzzer, sticking it. That'll be up to the judges if she scored that one, but a solid first ride from Zofia Tula.
Yeah, that was great to see. So bouncing at a 470. Let's see what the judges give her for that final score. I'm just seeing here a whole troop of what looks like school children coming out to watch, which is amazing to see. There's great support, and that this event is drawing a great local crowd, hopefully inspiring the next generation of paddlers. All right, she is also waiting to see what that score is going to be there.
Her boyfriend
going up.
Tomas there, he's sitting in the first place position in the senior men's class. So a power couple there competing in the highest ranking. There it is.
It was a 493, I think we just saw. Yeah, 493. Solid, but she's going to look for more.
She is. We know she can hit upper of 900 points, even almost that 1,000-point barrier.
Yep.
She was the first woman to ever break 1,000 in Buena Vista, Colorado, in the USA circuit over there. So she has it in her bag.
Great stuff. I did not know that. That's awesome. And that's with minute-long rides rather than 45
minute-long.
seconds. Yep.
Yeah, the U.S. does it a little bit different there. We give our paddlers a minute long, and we give a huge bonus on cartwheels of 4-point ends.
Of course you do. Okay. All right, so we're going now to last paddler in this heat, Denise from Austria. I'm sure a lot of old school paddlers would have something to say about getting a bonus when you get 4 ends put together. There we go. So this paddler is coming across here, representing Team Germany. Oh yeah, trying them a nasty bit. As you can see, that landing there is coming off to the side, and that is not what the judges want to see. They want to see that the boat lands pointing back upstream with just a slight offset, maybe 20 degrees either way is your limit. And now going for a loop, a solid move to get points on the board.
Oh,
Now,
pull the
there we
McNasty.
go. Yeah, that's better. She knew she could get that there. She's getting a couple of solid moves in that ride.
I love the bottom of her boat. The dog on it is so cute.
But ideally, you know, we don't have time to see the bottom, or we're not seeing the bottom as she floats out, you know.
We'll see some of these replays here. She's
Yep.
surfing over to that shoulder there. This is that nice aerial loop you see straight over the top, somersault, landing that boat dead straight up upstream, selling it to the judges. She's just looking up at the board, seeing what her score is going to be, around 303 points. Just waiting for the judges to finalize that. If I'm not mistaken, she's also doing C1 as well. Looks like she's got a 303 for her first ride. It's a solid start, but I know she'll want some more to move into the quarterfinal rounds.
All right, so there you go. You can see what we've had so far in Heat 4 with Lori leading Heat 4 with a 586 points there. All these women are going to want to try and throw down in their second ride here in Heat 4 of our 7 heats here in the senior women's category at the 2022 World Championships. Anna Bruno is coming down representing Team USA. She's going to be starting in the eddy.
Yeah, she's holding that beautiful G-Power harpoon in her hand. The Rockstar 5 from Jackson Kayak. The new Interest Gore-Tex top. Anna is all decked out in amazing gear as she drops into the feature here. Let's see what she's going to have for us. Looking for the McNasty, but maybe not pulling it over the top as she wanted. But she's still in the feature, able to score points. She's looking for that nice aerial front loop. Surfing over to the side. Anna wants to score some more points. Maybe going for that Space Godzilla to air screw combo. This is not a wave, but Anna may be trying to do some wave tricks. 70 points on the board. She has about 15 seconds to go. Looking for that McNasty.
Yeah.
She stuck it. Anna's going to be so stoked with that. Maybe looking for the other McNasty with 9 seconds to go. Can she push it up and over? Oh, looking for the Felix. We haven't seen many of those tricks being thrown, and that is time for Anna Bruno.
Yeah, a cheeky way to get a few more points on the board there at the end of her ride. That McNasty, it was really nice to see in the middle of Anna's second ride here in the Twin Waves feature.
Yeah, Anna's been working so hard ever since she's been here. She said her goal for this competition was not to stress, to have fun, and make finals in the squirt boat competition, and she's done all of that already.
Great. Great stuff.
She's getting a 2:16, so a 2:96 combined, which is going to put her in a solid position.
Let's see what we have from the rest of these paddlers. So we're going back to the Canadian paddler, Laura Silverthorne, for her second ride. She's got that thumbs up. She's ready to go. She's smiling. Team Canada cheering her on. I'm sure there's a lot of Canadian paddlers listening in on the live stream, although it's probably quite early in the morning for you guys if you're listening in from Canada.
All right, she's composing herself. She sees those big old Canadian flags flying in the background. Look at that amazing shot of our beautiful crowd here. She's sizing up the feature as she's dropping on the weak side of the feature so she can go straight into a big old front loop, maybe linking it into another front loop, just catching her edge there. Come on, up, 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 Laura. You have plenty of time, 30 seconds to get back up there. You got it. You can see Caleb Grady yelling at her, telling her what she needs to do to score some points as she comes up and over that last pillar, coming back into the feature with 17 seconds. Oh, just unfortunate. Edge catch there. Come on, Laura, don't give up. Keep going. Show us why you are meant to be here. You made the Canadian team. You can show us that big old loop. Keep going. Show us the loop on the buzzer. Very nice from Laura. She's going to be smiling no matter what. She's always a happy person.
Yeah, giving it a great effort here. Yeah.
Moving to Lowry Davis, one of your good friends.
Yep.
She, in her bio, she calls her boat the Golden Donut, the Sparkly Donut.
Well, it is very sparkly. I really do enjoy that boat. Yeah. So Laurie is
the Disco Biscuit. That's what it's called.
Disco Biscuit. Yeah, that makes more sense.
I love it.
The Disco Biscuit. What did you call it? The Sparkly Donut?
The Sparkly Donut. That's an American thing, I guess.
Disco Biscuit versus Sparkly Donut. I love it. Yeah, all right. So hopefully Laurie is going to spend this whole 45 seconds throwing down these technical tricks. She knows what she needs to do. She's throwing in here, coming down now. Not going for an entry, but just coming down into the feature, spinning, looking like she's going to want to get that nasty. She's going to try again this time. There we go. Snappy over the top. I like it. That is a solid scoring McNasty there. Going the other direction now. Yep, scoring. You can see on the score there. Wow, for the loop with the air. Her points are cranking up now. And plugging for the Space Godzilla to the other. Space Godzilla the other way. Not the other way, just a Space Godzilla. Setting up again. She's going to want... Oh, there we go. Phonics Monkey, another high-scoring trick. And now a back loop. I know Laurie has got a really lovely back loop in her arsenal of tricks. There it is. I really hope that all scores there. She knew what she needed to do, putting it all together. Currently looking at 613, but you can see the score going up for Laurie. Laurie has been coming over to HPP, to Home Pond training in recent months. She is a North Wales-based paddler on the D, which isn't renowned for its freestyle features, it has to be said. North Wales a little bit more famous for its brilliant rivers, but she's happy. Look at that, getting a hug from Erin. I love it. Yeah, she's happy. She's having fun. She's got a good support crew. Love it.
Awesome.
Let's see what that total is going to be.
Looks
like
like
be high.
626. Yeah,
there we
it
go.
is. 662 points. That is moving her into second position, combined with a 1,213 point ride. Huge fist pump for Lowry there. She's going to be stoked with that.
Yeah. Down, Laurie, down. All right, so
Zofia Tula is up next. Bib number 115. She has the eye of the tiger right now. She is ready to throw down. Show us why she is one of the top women in the world that beautiful carbon Rockstar G-Power paddle in hand, palm equipment. She's sizing it up. I think she's going for that entry 3, the expert level entry move. There it is, entry move 3, staying in the feature retain. She's looking for that McNasty right off the start. Maybe not pulling it over the top, but that's all right. She can do it again. There's the McNasty, the other direction. That looked good to me. She's coming over to the side, looking for that space guzzle, but not getting the rejection that she wanted. Sizing up. Oh, just unfortunately getting it backwards, but still scoring some points with the spin. With a huge front loop there. 15 seconds left. Right into a phonics monkey in the feature still. She's retained. 10-second buzzer goes off. She's looking for a tricky woo! One of the hardest moves on the score sheet. We'll have to see if the judges are going to give her that. She tried to throw an extra end in there, maybe flushing on the extra end, but that'll be up to the judges to score. If she actually started the trick before she flushed or as she was on the way out. I'm glad I'm not a judge right now.
Yeah, me too, for sure. So I really like that tricky woo. That's the first time we've seen one of the women go for a tricky woo in this event. It's a harder trick. I mean, tricky woo sounds pretty tricky. Yeah, I do hope that that's scored. Let's see what it was. Either way, she's going to be having 2 solid rides there that are going to pop her up into the top 10 somewhere. Let's see where it lands.
Looking around a 5:13. She's already in 10th with 1 ride, so I think this is going to bump her up high on the podium or on the score sheet. The judges are tabulating these scores up. The longer they take, that means the bigger the ride's going to be, or most of the time it does. I know Tomas is proud of all the training she's put in. She also has been teaching the next generation. She's helping one of the little shredders, Maja from Poland, also get her start in the freestyle community, which is amazing to see them passing on their knowledge to the next generation.
Okay, still doing some thinking there in the tent. I reckon they're discussing that tricky woo. They will be deciding. Chief Judge Shep will be questioning the judges, questioning that they're happy with their decisions. He doesn't get to tell them what to score, but he will make sure that all those judges are confident in what they're doing, reminding them of what the rules say. You know, we want to make sure that everybody is getting scored accurately and consistently across the board here today at the World Championships.
I agree. And if people don't know, we have 3 judges and their score is averaged out to what the paddler is awarded. Each trick has a strict definition, and you have to meet that definition criteria to score the points. Let's say a spin, it's an easier trick to do. You're only going to get 10 points. But that tricky woo you're looking at, that is a 150-point move. That's a really high-scoring move. And on top of those tricks, you can add bonuses. Let's say a McNasty is 120 points. You can get an air bonus from that, which is 40, but you can also get huge, which is 50, so that's an extra 90 points. You can also get the clean bonus if you don't use the paddle during the loop motion of that move and score an extra 50 points on that trick. Let's say you do the cartwheel, the tricky woo to cartwheel like Zofia was doing. You can get the link bonus on that as well, which is going to be around 30 points. It's amazing to see how many extra points you can get here and there from the actual score sheet. All these paddlers will add up their rides and practice rides over and over and know how many points they get during the duration of the ride if they flush here or flush there.
Yeah, they will have worked out what their most consistent tricks are. They'll have worked out how they can link those tricks together to maximize their score. We are still waiting on her score here for the Polish paddler. They're obviously having a little bit of a debate. Or maybe the computer's just melting down over that ride. It's like, oh no, I don't know how to calculate that one. It's having a little bit of a moment. The sun has been coming out here on the banks of the River Trent. All right, so the score has come in at a 5:13. Okay, a 5:13, giving her a total of 1,006 points. So Zofia is in 4th place currently. Fantastic stuff, I think, with that. All right, so we're going to our last paddler here in this Heat 4 of the women's kayak competition here in the preliminary round. Denise from Austria. She's probably one of the only Austrian paddlers here. Austria is not a country that is well represented on the freestyle kayaking scene, unfortunately. So it's great to see a paddler coming in from Austria this year.
The crowd is getting loud.
Lining up for that entry move. Coming across to surfers, right, looking for the nasty. There it is. Really landing well on the stern to flatten that trick out and keep it straight. And looking now for the McNasty in the other direction. Not quite getting the same level of air as the first McNasty. She's on a 290 on the points. Plugging in. Wow.
Whoa.
A huge aerial loop for the Austrian paddle. That is a fantastic loop there. That's going to score some bonuses. Now for the phonics. Whoa. Spinning around for the pirouette, not quite getting the rest of the move. I think she's going to line it up again. Pirouette into the front loop. Beautiful stuff from Denise here. I love that phonics monkey. It's going to be a big score on a 600. She is happy with that ride. She has shown us what she can do. And there you got a little glimpse of that little dog on the bottom of the kayak.
What an amazing ride. Oh my goodness. We saw phonics monkeys. We saw some ginormous loops. Let's get a replay of this. Look at that McNasty. She pulls it up around. Boom! Over the top. She got some amazing air on that. Look as she sizes this up. Look at this loop here, guys. Her head never touched the water. I think her head was about a foot off the water. Coming up with a 6:15. She is stoked. Moving into 5th place with a combined score of 918 points.
Brilliant. That was fantastic to see. She is happy with that ride. You can see the level of stoke on her face there, celebrating at the end of her second ride there. All right, so that is the end of Heat 4. We are cranking through this senior women's competition. We're moving into Heat 5 of 7. And we're going to be having, in this 5th heat, we have got a few different countries represented. We're going to have, let's just have a quick look at this top 10 now that you can see on the board. So Ottie is leading the way with a 12:56. That is what you need to get yourself into first position. But currently in 10th position is Nuria Masso from Spain with a 6:23. Quite a wide range of scores there between 1 and 10. It's going to be interesting to see what these last 3 heats can pull out of the bag and what that cut is going to be for place 20.
It looks, as of right now, to secure a spot, you need 170 combined.
Okay.
I'm sure that's going to move up as we have a bunch more heats to go. But as of right now, that is the score.
All right, so these women just need to nail a McNasty, get a loop, get those on the board, then pull out the rest of your tricks. And we'll see where they finish up. The top 20 going through to a quarterfinal round, then cutting to 10 for a semi-final, and the finals here at Home Pierpont on Saturday. Saturday evening is going to be when these finals of the women and the men's categories are going to be finishing up at the World Championships 2022.
Sounds good. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back at you once this heat is going to start. It's going to be about 10 minutes.
If you're not Anna Bruno, who else do we got on that list that's really close?
He's got to put the glasses on.
I got to put now Heidi Walsh is a good bit ahead. She's in the 400s. So Anna's at basically 300 at 296. So Alex Maggs from Canada, 240 at 15th place. She should definitely be biting her fingernails. Marlene from France, also 220. If you're Lucia, Aisling, or Yoshiko's out anyway. Use your Aisling. You're going to be a little nervous. You're going to just really hope that other paddlers struggle with their moves. The same that
Looking at this list, I can tell you right now, there's 4 or 5 in here who, unless they have some sort of major accident, Olivia McGinnis of the U.S.,